Hello class, this is me, Mr. C, and today we are going to start drawing some plants, drawing and inking some plants. First thing we want to do is, let's start off with a quick sketch. So, let's start off with a diamond right here. Okay, great. We're going to bring this down. We're going to bring this down. Put this right here. We're going to put this right here as well. So what I want to do now is I want to create a little bit of a lip right here. Okay. And this is going to go in like this. Leave it like that. Now the plant has some soil right here and it's kind of sprouting out like this. And this is very, very light. Again, we are going to come over with the ink and it's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to add a little bit of shading just so I know that this is going to be dark. Okay, great. So now what I want to do, let's bring this right here. All right, we're going to bring this right over here. This is going to create kind of like a box. See that? Okay. Bring this in like this. Bring this in like this. Boom. Add maybe a little background. The image I'm looking at doesn't have a background, but that doesn't mean we can't put one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of shading right here because I know that this side is going to be a little bit darker. So now that we have that, let's start with the ink, right? First thing I want to do is I want to make sure that the ink on my brush is controllable. So what I like to do is I like to go off to the side and just kind of take some of that ink off that brush. Now the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do the plant because I want to get this out of the way. Remember, if you flatten out the brush, that line is going to be like this. Now if you pull away, it's going to be more like this. So I kind of want to mix because this plant is kind of like all over the place. And when I'm finished with that, then we can come in and work with the box. So with this stroke, I'm going to press. I put a lot of ink on my brush. Okay. Okay. Boom. So I'm going to come in. Remember, you want to make sure that you control your breathing. So I'm going to take a deep breath in, right? Deep breath out. So I'm almost done with this, and I'm going to start working with the box. Okay. Control your breathing. Okay. A little bit more. Just add a little bit of textures, right? You don't want it just to be lines. So come right here. I have a little bit of ink on my brush. Okay. So while that's drying, I'm going to get a little bit more ink. And remember, I'm going to take some of it off. I'm going to start right here. Control your breathing. 1. I'm going to come over here. 2. 3. Control your breathing. 4. Okay. So as that's drying again, take off some of this ink. 1, 2. Okay. Now I'm going to come over here. I'm going to turn my paper a little bit to the side because remember, you want to work with the paper. You don't want to work against it. So let's do this. Boom. Okay. So now I'm going to pick up this paper again. I'm going to turn it like this because it's going to be easier for me, right? Draw this line right here. 1. I have a lot of ink on my brush, but I'm going to do it anyway. 1, 2, 3. Hold your breath. Control your breathing. Here we go. Take a breath in. Release. Right? Now, I'll go right here because, again, I'm working with my paper, not against it. I got my leverage. Awesome. Now, as you can tell, there's still some stuff right here. I'm gonna wait until all this is dry, and then I'm gonna go in and work with that. Let's draw this line right here. 1, 2. Now, I'm gonna come over here because I know these are wet and I don't wanna get my hand dirty and I don't wanna ruin the painting. So I'm gonna come over here. 3. Okay, now let's move it back. So, let's take off some of that. Okay. Now, let's turn this off to the side right here. Let's do the same thing with this. Now I'm going to add that detail right here. And what gives this three-dimensionality is this right here, right? What I'm about to do right here. Now I'm pulling away with the brush, right? Now with controlled breathing, I'm going to bring this line all the way over here. Take a deep breath in. 1, 2, 3. Take a deep breath in. Release. Okay, we're almost done. And then we're going to come in and do all the detail. Ready? Take a deep breath in. Okay, great. We are almost done with this drawing. So we're going to bring this up like this. Over here. Cool, great. So now that we are done with basically the whole thing, what I want to do is I want to add some of this detail. Well, first, let's add that background, right? 1, 2. Awesome, great. So now what I want to do is now that everything's done, now this is when you add some of the detail, right? So I'm gonna just kind of add my own little style of mark making. Look, I need more ink on that brush. Take some of the ink off, just so you have more control. Okay. Take some of the ink off, just a little bit, because I want a lot of ink right here. 1, 2. We need more ink, but I want to see how much I can go, how far I can go with this. Okay, maybe add some over here. Okay, great. Now we are almost done. I'm gonna add a lot of ink right here. I don't know why, I just have this feeling. I just wanna do something different. Cool, I like that a lot. I like that a whole lot. I'm gonna add a little bit more ink right here. Look, I got a lot of ink right here. Control, that's all it is control. Okay.